All right, we're probably going to jump here all over the place, but we'll start over here with the rock wall. So anytime we have guests on the show, we tend to collect some 8x10s, you know, signed 8x10s, guitar picks, that kind of stuff. You see some cool stuff. Sorry for the glare. Got Michael Sweet up there, Mark Kendall from Great White. We got Mike Portnoy, Steve Stevens, all kinds of really, really cool stuff. Joe Satriani over there, that's a really cool one too. That's back when I used to endorse PV amps. It's hard to see, but it actually says, to Eric, glad you enjoy my amp. That's pretty cool. I used to use the JSX amps. Our good friend Garry Hoey, photographer Scott Kelby, Dweezil Zappa, Rusty Cooley, Steve Lynch, Jennifer Batten, our very, very good friend as well too. Very, very cool. Our friend Lou Temple. Awesome stuff. This is something I'm very proud of, the Helix Club magazine. Featured on the cover of that. That's pretty nice. A nice 24 by 36 inch poster. Very, very cool. This was really, really cool. This was kind of the sheet music and tab for Eruption that Sandra Lee, my better half, made for me. A very nice collector's piece that is one of a kind. She assembled it in a frame. I love this. Had it for many years and treasure it to death. All kinds of cool stuff. All right, so that's the rock wall. We'll be continuing to add to that all the time. We'll go through a few of the guitars. I'm not going to really focus heavily on the guitars. We're probably going to focus more on like the sound equipment and things like that. But we'll show you some of the things here. There's Junior's Flea Bass, which is pretty cool. Dig that thing a lot. Over there, those are 3 of his guitars. Those are the Epiphone SG Pro, the Kramer Assault 220 Plus, and the Eastwood Airline. He'll kill me if I get this wrong. Eastwood Airline 59 3P Deluxe, I believe. Beautiful guitar. We'll move over to some of the photography gear, which is back there. That is one of my main rigs. That is the Nikon D7200 with the Sigma 18 to 35 millimeter art lens. Love that thing. You don't get a much sharper lens for the money. See if I can get back over here a little bit, get a bit of a better angle. And on top of that, we've got the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus, which is a great on-camera, off-camera microphone. I've got a 7-inch LCD field monitor as well too. Of course, Magnus. Actually, that's a Davis and Sanford tripod I'm using there. I've got some Magnus ones as well too. Davis and Sanford video tripod with a very nice head on it. Over here, a couple other guitars. We've got that looks like Junior's EVH Wolfgang Standard. And that's his Telecaster. And then we've got a Line 6 Shuriken Variax SR250. That's mine. Jump over here to the Stewart Stowaway. This thing is absolutely incredible. The Stewart Stowaway. It's voted the #1 best travel guitar from Music Critic. A full-size neck on it. Just a slightly smaller body. Absolutely incredibly playing guitar. You can actually put it in a bag. Actually, where's the bag? There's a bag right back there. It's almost the size of a pizza box. So you can imagine how easy this is to literally stow away and put in the overhead compartment on an airplane. Never have to check your guitar again. Got a few other guitars here as well too. We've got the Kramer Pacer 2015 Pacer, my 1997 patent pending PV USA Wolfgang. This was one of, if not the very first one into Canada on Canadian soil. That's been highly customized by myself. I love that thing to death. And a lot of people think that's like a roasted maple neck. It looks like it, doesn't it? Let's try to have a look at that. Sorry if the focus doesn't focus. It's just a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and playing that's aged that neck. That's a bird's eye maple neck. Actually, it has some beautiful bird's eye on the back. I'll see if I can grab it just to show you. Get this to stand up if we can. Absolutely beautiful. Try to get it here in the light. Beautiful figuring on this guitar. Love it. There you go. This one is a newly acquired 2010 Gibson Les Paul Traditional. She's got some road wear, you know, some battle scars, that kind of stuff, but I love it to death. I really do. My first true Gibson. I'm 51 years old this year. My very first Gibson ever. And a lot of people are really enjoying seeing me play it. Getting some good feedback on that as well too. We'll jump over to a couple other guitars here, and then we'll come back to some gear. We'll come over here. We've got another one of the Line 6 SR250 Shuriken Variax. That's my main one. The other one that we saw just a moment ago is my backup. And then over here, we have the Line 6 JTV 89F, another Variax guitar. This one has the Floyd Rose dual humbucker configuration, and same Variax technology, but in a different guitar and with a Floyd Rose, which is something obviously people that watch this channel know that I love Floyd Rose. So we'll come back over here. I guess we can look at some of the lighting gear, which kind of couples with the photography. We'll jump into that as well too right now. So right now, this one light here, I'm using all LED lights here in the studio, and these are provided by Generay. This one here, I've got two lights almost exactly the same. So I'm going to show you the back of this one, and I'll just flip over to that one over there. All right, same idea, same footprint. There's just one thing that's slightly different between them. This one is a bicolor, hence you see two knobs here, and the other one is strictly a daylight. All right, so this one is the Spectral LED to 1200 Spectral LED Studio 1200 bicolor. Now, right now, you can see, shining on those amplifiers over there, which we're going to talk about in a moment, I've got it at 10%. I mean, really, hardly anything whatsoever. Now, 5600K, that's the color rating. That's 5600 Kelvin, which is daylight. It's the equivalent of daylight. I'm just going to bump this up, as you can see, in percentage, and you'll see what it does to that scene over there. Watch this. So right now, we're at 42%. I mean, look at it. Look what it's doing, right? So now we're almost at 100%, 5600K. I mean, it's blind. I mean, in the room, it's actually almost blinding. I'm going to bring that back, but this is something I haven't done much here, and I think I'm going to start doing more. So I'm going to leave it. It's at 19. Let's make it a nice even 20%, and let's bring it down in temperature, and let's warm it up. Let's go to more. Would be more of a tungsten. All right, and watch this as I change that color temperature. Okay, I'm going down. Now watch that temperature warm up. Okay, we are now down to 3200 Kelvin, as you can see. And notice how it's really warmed up. I'm going to go the opposite way now. I'm going to go back up to daylight, which is 5600. All right, let's bring that. Whoops, no, I want to keep the percentage the same. I want to bring the temperature up. And as I change, watch it, it technically gets cooler in the room. Not so warm, but I'm going to do this because I want to keep it somewhere in the neighborhood, somewhere around there. And I'm going to bring that percentage back down to 10. I want just a slight warm glow from this light here. And I'll keep, obviously that's a daylight only over there, so I'll keep that one in the daylight setting. So that is the Generay Spectral LED Studio 1200 bicolor. Up above here, which I'm probably going to blind you when I show you, I got to double check the model number of this one, but that's an LED floodlight, which is nice. I can angle the barn doors and everything on there, which is very, very cool. It's got a yoke on there as well too, where I can really easily position that. So we'll come over and we'll have a look at the daylight version only. Okay, so same idea, barn doors, all that kind of stuff. We'll have a look on the back. And we are 10%, 5600. Now we can't control the color temperature on this one. All we can do is control the amount of power. And we're only at 10% as well too. And as you can see, I can really flood the room with light. 10% is more than enough for me as far as I'm concerned for my given scenario, because I do like my particular setup here is a bit of a dark setup, and I like it that way for just my own. That's kind of the look I've gone with, and I'm going to keep it with that. So we'll continue over here to amplifiers. Hopefully we'll get some focus. So amplification here, I no longer use tube amplifiers of any kind. I don't even use, for the most part, solid-state amplifiers. I'm using FR type systems, which are the Line 6 Power Cab Plus series of amplifiers. So what you're seeing here is from left, center to right, we have the Line 6 Power Cab 112 Plus. We have the Line 6 Power Cab 212 Plus, and we have obviously another duplicate of the 112 Plus. And what I'm doing in most cases, my main rig right there is the Line 6 Helix rack. There's no real difference for the most part between the Helix rack and Helix floor, which you'll see down here. But the routing capabilities of Helix is absolutely insane what you can do with it. So technically what I'm doing there with some of my presets, and also you got to pay a note to the awesome decor of the Breaking Bad figures. Better Call Saul's actually got a mask on. I think Walter might have passed gas or something. But anyways, I'm running XLR outs of the Helix rack to the center 212 cabinet. And then I'm running digital, which is a Line 6 cable system, kind of proprietary. I'm running that out to the 112 left and 112 right. So in a great, grand scheme, perfect world, I can do wet, dry, wet, where I can run dry signal. And when I say dry, some effects as well too, like phasing, flanging, chorus, that kind of stuff. Wah pedal to the center speaker. And then I can run my wet effects, delays, reverbs, and all kinds of time-based effects to the left and right. And the way I describe this is almost like having a big hug of tone, which is very, very cool. There we've got the Line 6 Stagescape M20D mixer. Very, very cool display on that. I'm kind of working on integrating that into my rig right now. We'll go back to my current mixer at the moment, but we are working this one into the rig, so it's going to be pretty cool. We'll now jump over here. I know we're kind of going all over the place, but we'll jump over to some of our Rode products. Rode's been with us for quite some time, over 3 years now. So this is just kind of my travel bag here. This consists of quite a few of the Rode products, like the Rode wireless filmmaker kits. And then, of course, this is the Rode Reporter, which will couple with the News Shooter. Here it is. This is a News Shooter wireless, which will allow you to hook up. It doesn't have to be a Rode microphone, but this will allow you to hook up to an XLR microphone, and then use it in conjunction with one of the receivers. And you've got one of the best, in my opinion, the very best, live wireless units for an XLR microphone. We've got the Wireless Go's, which are the world's smallest wireless microphones, transmitters and receivers, which we absolutely love. You can use those with built-in microphone or lapels as well too. So yeah, they're absolutely fantastic. A bunch of different accessories. We've got our mic flag here, which we're redecorating for NAMM as well too. That'll be done soon. Over here, a couple other Rode products. We've got the Rode. This one here is the Video Mic Pro Plus, and then we've got the older Video Mic Pro with a dead cat type of thing on it as well too. The Rode Blimp, which is kind of covered underneath. It actually literally looks like a blimp, and a big dead cat type of deal on that. The Boompole Pro, which is all carbon fiber. Inside that baby is the Rode NTG3 condenser microphone. It's absolutely beautiful. And as we said earlier, we've got a Video Mic Pro Plus over on the Nikon there as well too. So continue over our main mixer at this point. We're still working in conjunction with the Line 6 Stagescape M20D, but this is the PreSonus AR12 USB, and this is serving me quite well. I use a lot of channels. I need a lot of channels for what I do, between Skype guests, between audio bringing in from Helix units. I have Helix floor, rack, and even Stomp hooked up to this. I have another one of those Rode Wireless Go receivers here, as you can see. Channel 1 is my Rode Procaster. That's my main vocal microphone for my broadcast. That's a dynamic microphone. Channel 2, which you can see here, is actually the Rode NT1 condenser microphone. Channel 3, it's hard to see. It's hard to see down below, but I have a receiver from Rode. It's actually the Rode Performer, and that's a wireless receiver that goes to over to here. All right, and then channel. Let me see here. I don't even have the pod mic hooked up yet, but the pod mic is right here as well too. So there's another microphone from Rode. Very, very cool. What else we got in there? So several of the devices. We run off now to our speakers. We're running a pair of the PreSonus Aris E8s, 8-inch speakers. Love those things to death. And there's another light. There's another light from Generay. That's a ring light. I'll try to get the model number on that one as well too. That is my secret weapon for my shows. And then there's a little kind of a bit of a home-built little, just a little bit of a, I guess you call it a home-built softbox. That just kind of shines down for a hair light on top of my head to illuminate that gorgeous hair that I have, right? All right, so there's a ring light again too. So computer-wise, we're looking at, I use Mac for all my broadcasts. Everything is done on a Mac. Now over here I do have a Windows PC. That is only used strictly to start and stop the broadcast. But I do all my broadcasting on a Mac. I do all my editing on a Mac. I do literally everything on a Mac. So there you go. A little bit of the overhead shot here, some of the gear. We got some of the Rode products, Helix products, more Rode products, all that kind of cool stuff. I really, really appreciate the support from these people. So very much appreciated. Over here, just down below, you can actually see my Helix control, which is a control unit to power, well, to basically communicate back with the Helix rack back there if I'm not using floor. And it's very hard to see in the dark, but you can see that nice little white glowing, well, it's not glowing, but white Mission Engineering. That's my expression pedal I use for, and I only mainly use that for wah. And of course, you can barely see it down below, but that's my laptop that actually is powering that monitor there. That is the Windows 10 machine. And if I'm not using that machine to start and stop my broadcast, I keep that one open with email all day long while I'm doing other things over here, programming or building websites. I guess this is a very important piece of gear right here as well too. This is the Aphex HeadPod Pro, which is a division of Rode, one of their sister companies. And I apologize for a little bit of dust on the desk, but that is a 4-channel headphone preamp that I use, depending on how many people are in here when we're doing different events. That's what I use for amplifying headphones. Furman power conditioner in the middle, which I have now using religiously. I used to use that on all my, that was actually part of my music rack, but that is now used to save any potential power issues or damage to my mixer, because I've actually blown up a couple mixers in here, that being one of them. But this mixer I do love to death. Like I say, I'm still trying to work out using the Line 6 Stagescape in conjunction with it. We've got an assortment of guitar straps, all that kind of cool stuff, some sound treatments here as well too. And that's basically it. I mean, really in a nutshell, got some additional cables and stuff hanging down there. It's pretty simple. You just don't get to see all this stuff normally on a very, very narrow webcam kind of look, right? So I'll have another quick look at the guitars. Sorry for the glare on the light, but gives you a bit of an idea of what we have here. And it is a happy place. It's a happy place, has a lot of tone in here. Not all days are great days when it comes to playing. Some days are better than others. But as long as we're all having fun, right? That's all that matters. This baby right here, that and that are my very happy places. And I didn't even get a chance to show you Stomp. There's Stomp right there, HX Stomp. If someone wants to get into the Helix family of products and they don't want to bust the bank, that's a great starting point right there. Or you can also go software based, which you can go Helix native, HX native on a computer, and it's even more affordable than Stomp. So there's all kinds of ways to get into the Helix avenue without necessarily breaking the bank. But I can't show the Helix stuff enough. I love it to death. And we got to have one more shot of the Breaking Bad guys. How's it going, Gus? Gus has had better days. So there you go. Some more Rode products here as well too. There's an additional NT1. There is the NT USB. I think we might have some other Rode products hiding here. Yeah, there's another one back there. There's another. That looks like, I think that's an NT1. So, yeah, that's an NT1 there as well too. Some old broken softbox receptacles. Those receptacles are still good. I don't want to throw away the receptacles because they're still worth some money. I got rid of the softbox. As the studio is so small, I elected to go with more of the LED panels. This takes up a lot less space, a lot less footprint on the floor, as you can see. So I guess that's pretty much it. I hope that gives you a bit of a look at some of the cool stuff here in the studio. Not much, but it does the job and something that you don't normally get to see. So there you go.